lots of great artifacts and bones right now at the excavations. And every place we dig, we see a different and really interesting part of this complex and rich site. So we think that people will be digging at Indonesia for decades in the future. I hope so. And with 20,000 square meters, there's lots of room to work in and lots of new questions to ask and answer. But altogether, Indonesia is, I hope I've given you some idea, even with my enthusiasm, of what an incredibly unique place this is to look at our oldest human ancestors, the first members of our genes. Thank you very much for your attention. I'd be happy to.
If you have questions.
If you have to leave, don't be shy. You can leave, but if you have a question, I'll be happy to answer any questions. Yes? No, they have no fire at all. They didn't have fire for almost 1 million years later. So our species, our genus lived for hundreds of thousands of years with no fire. Even at Indonesia. You know, we think that that region was a bit warmer than today, but we're at 42 degrees north latitude and we're at 1,000 meters elevation. Those had to have cold winters. They have frigid winters there today. Yes?
What are the main means or tools of identification of the age of bones or
Dating the site.
dating?
Dating the site. We use several techniques, and luckily they all hold together very well. We have absolute dates that we do on the volcanic rocks and the ashes, and that's called either, some of them have been potassium argon, others are what we call argon-argon dating, but it's a radioactive decay, and they can tell how old the rock is by measuring the different elements in the rock. So that provides an estimate of the actual age. The second is the paleomagnetic chronology, which is established all over the world, and if we get close with a potassium argon date, then the reversal that we see, when it goes from normal to reversed, we know which reversal that is, and that's dated everywhere at 1.78 million. Third thing are the animal fossils. Animals evolve, and so we have a chronology of when different species existed, and the fossils of Indonesia fit perfectly with our estimated age of 1.85 million. And among the animals are humans. These are very primitive humans, so they fit in, they fit nicely. Some of these guys, if they were found in Africa, they would not be called Homo erectus. In fact, we've often wondered if we put these 5 skulls in different places in Africa, how many different things they would have been called. But with the human skulls and the technology. So everything holds together. Indonesia being between 1.85 and 1.76. Yes?
What is the life expectancy of this what is the oldest specimen found?
The question is the life expectancy of these hominids. The old guy with no teeth is the real exception, and I imagine he was easily into his 30s. But they chewed. Having no fire, they couldn't tenderize their meat, and they had a lot of grit in their diet. So most of our humans of Indonesia show terrible teeth, and they were losing their teeth, probably from heavy chewing. So in some cases, they look older than they really were. But we have a sub-adult, I think that's estimated to be in the range of 12 years old or so, and the rest of them are fully adult, meaning their bones have completely fused. but we have no children so far at all. Life expectancy is probably not great, but yeah. But in that environment, if you live to be, in evolutionary terms, if you live old enough to have babies, you're a success. So these guys apparently were able to do that. When did they have babies? That's a difficult question to say. I know you can tell from the female pelvis if they had a baby, but we just found our first pelvis, and the opinion seems to be that it's a man. And I know men suffer when their wives are giving birth, but it doesn't show up on their bones. Well, thank you very much for coming. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for coming to the Georgia National Museum. And keep your eye out for other talks like this that they have regularly now, and many other programs. So you can look at the museum website. I'm a friend, by the way, I have to plug this. I'm a friend of the museum, which means I can go in any museum, anytime. I have my little card, and nobody would be unhappy if some of you joined the museum and became a friend as well. So anyway, thank you.